Hello.
It's okay. We're playing a trick on him.
Oh. Right.
There's Jeff there wondering, where's they all gone?
I was like, where's everyone at? Come on now. So here we are at our first meeting, gentlemen.
Hello.
The Aquatics Anonymous Addicts. And of course, you know, we're not really addicts. We're just fish keepers having a good time. And we're just basically, you know, talking over what we do with our aquariums and our fish rooms and whatnot. So all in good fun. My co-host Andrew with me, and we have Mal from Aquarium Delirium.
Hello.
I thought we were talking about pork pies.
And we can talk about pork pies too, sure. But here we are. We're just all a bunch of enablers in this hobby. We all love keeping our fish and everything. You know, it's all a bit of fun. So, but it does have, it really does have some of the similar consistencies. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm not on YouTube right now, but at the top of the page, I have a little aquatic oath. I got it on another screen here. Let me go ahead and put this up here. There it is. And I have it on there. I can't put it on here. I don't know if you can put it up, Andrew.
Oh, what? I wasn't listening.
The pinned comment that I have in YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the pinned comment.
Yeah. Can you put it on the screen? Yeah. There we are.
Yeah. No, that's the example.
Yeah. There we are. And it's the fish force grant us the serenity to accept we cannot keep every fish we see, the courage to keep the fish that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I thought that would be a nice little oath to have for the meeting. But, you know,
it rings true as well.
It makes sense, though. I mean, you don't want
It is, yeah.
We all have limits.
I think I said it a couple of weeks ago, and I was so tempted to buy a flower horn, but then I just think so much tank for just one fish.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased I didn't.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. You know, we things we want to do, things we dream about doing, and then things that we actually can do. So
yeah,
it really, that's where I got the idea for this, because, you know, I've always thought, well, geez, you know, I'd like to have a, you know, just for an example of, you know, a 300-gallon tank down here, but it may be a possibility someday, but you never know. But
yeah,
you know, it's all a pipe dream at some point. But so yeah, me and Andrew were talking about also adding into the stream. You know, as fish tubers, the struggles we may have with YouTube and you know, dealing with the algorithms and stuff like that, and the technical side of things. And
well, what I was saying, Jeff, was that a lot of people they believe themselves that they need to be better than what they actually are. Yep.
I'm one of them.
And yeah, well, we know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty simple question then.
Right. So we all worry about, you know, I mean, one of my worries is sort of, it's not a worry as such, but obviously, you know, the subscribers, that sort of thing. You know, you're putting content out, but you're not getting the subscribers back. But, I mean, watch hours I don't have an issue with, you know, they're through the roof. Yeah. So, YouTube just wants to take them off me rather than give them to, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm putting hours out a week, but then YouTube takes them back off me. So, but I'm still, you know, I don't have a problem with that side of it, but that's mainly because I do the live streams.
Yeah.
Now,
do the live streams? Sorry, Jeff, go on.
Well, I was going to say, it's amazing how that YouTube can decide to take some away from you. Like, I mean, it's all very confusing sometimes when you think about it. I mean,
it is confusing till you understand it. Is that your watched hours are over a 12-month period, And that 12-month period is a rolling 12 months.
Yeah.
So what happened, what date are we now? The 2nd of August. So the 1st of August last year is no longer included. Or the 2nd of August last year is no longer included in those watch hours, right? So up until yesterday, so on the 1st of August, for the 2nd of August, I might have had 20 watch hours. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So the 2nd of August last year, I had 20 watch hours.
Oh.
The 2nd of August this year, I've only had 2 watch hours. So as it's moved forward, I've lost 18 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah?
So
But
from today until next year on August 2nd, you have to have 4,000 hours within that time period.
within a 12-month period, you have to have
Within a
4,000 hours.
12-month period, okay.
Yeah. If you're on the 500 something, then it's 3,000 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just broke 1,000 hours, which isn't real good for being on here for 2 years. But then again, I haven't uploaded that much. I've done a lot of shorts and stuff like that. But here we are. You can't sub for a sub. Subscribing, you have to watch the videos. Yeah, right. That's what I do. I'll sub a channel and I'll leave a message and comment and a like. That makes.
I tend to do that any case. Just a lot of people have theirs on private, so they don't know you've actually subbed. If you know what I mean. So I tend to, when I do sub, I tend to put a comment in, and then obviously as more videos come out, watch them as well.
Right. Daniel's just put up. Hey guys, that is terrific. What you're doing, and was keen to watch. But Mrs. DKF is feeling I haven't been around much with work, so watching a movie with her. We'll watch the replay, leave a like, and hopefully join in the chat for the next one. Have fun, addicts.
Oh, nice.
I bet he's watching Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo,
a very important part that Daniel.
The Meg?
Our life and our fish hobby too. We spend too much time in the fish room, and not spending enough time taking care of the family needs and everything. That all plays into this. It's a balancing act.
It is. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody who's in the chat real quick here. I'm going to start at the very top. We have the Herd Wave. Hello, Leanne. We have Silver Creek Aquatics. Hi, Tommy. We got, this is either Cora or Sam playing as Jeff Works. Hello.
Jeff Works.
Kings Aquariums in Antworld. Hello, my friend. And we got Chrono Rex. That's another either Cora or Sam. Wei. One of the two. I'm trying to figure that out. Hey, Patty, welcome. Patty Aquatics is here, a good friend. Good to see you, sir.
Howdy.
There we go. Okay, yeah, is that better? And then we have, there's another one here. This is either Coral or, why are we always yelling? Oh, and Tara, thank you for being here. It's so good to see you. Yep, she's working on her changes today. She mentioned earlier that she's going to be working in her fish room, and I'm so glad you're here to listen.
Hi, Tara.
I don't know if you heard the oath that I started at the beginning of this, but it's pinned at the top of the chat up there. So if you want to scroll up and look at that, I thought it was kind of cute. Adele from Australia, welcome.
G'day.
Not really addicts. No, we're just it's all a fun thing. We're all a family of fish keepers, and we all love the hobby. So when you get right down to it, we are addicts, but we're not. Because you do this for so many years, you get a habit of doing it. And a habit is something that you don't want to break, and that is actually an addiction. So, in a sense, we all are actually addicts in one sense or another. I'm addicted to fatty foods, and I don't see that stopping anytime in the near future either. So.
Don't forget the Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I got it back here. 2 things. reminded me. And let's see here. We have, yes, Jeff, and my good friend Chris from Canada. It's so good to see you here, Chris. And I gave you the link. If you happen to want to jump up here, you're always more than welcome. And
big thanks, Chris.
Yeah,
big thanks. You know what that's for.
He's a great, yes, and I know what it's for too. And he is such a good. He's a wonderful. Let's see, I was going to say something else too. And him and Chris, you want to talk about addicts? I mean, his barb addiction is quite impressive, and it's a good thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm an enabler. I like to. If somebody has a dream about something and they try to make it come to fruition or whatever, I try to do my best to try and encourage people to do what they want. So, but he's encouraging me to try and get some barbs. And see if I missed, we have LJ Shrimp. Hello, LJ. Welcome.
Green Machine.
Yes.
I haven't seen Green Machine for quite a while.
Green Machine. I'm not done yet. Oh. No, Connie, I'm not going to get a 300-gallon aquarium. I was just talking as an example. Yeah, I'm getting myself in trouble here, guys.
No, Kathy, it's a pond he wants.
Yeah, we'll get the pond out and back. And Daniel, I seen his video earlier. I don't know if you've seen his new video we put out. He's been missing for a little bit. And there's Green Machine right there. Hello. Hello, mate. You want to talk about ponds? This guy here has some wonderful ponds, and the plants that he does are incredible. And anybody out here, if you could drop, I can't drop links from where I'm at, but feel free to drop any links on all the channels that you see on here. Everybody in the chat, drop everybody else's links and support each other, because that's what we're here for. This is a support group. Coral, my friend. We have Melvin here. Hello, Melvin. Welcome. Okay, I think we made it through everybody. That's everybody. Okay, gentlemen. Okay, now we got the chat caught up. So, would either of Andrew or Mel want to talk about their hobby and what they have planned in the, in the next couple of weeks in their fish rooms, or what's going on right now?
Do you want to go first, Andrew, or do you want me to?
You guys can
go
choose
first if you want.
Yeah, you can choose either one.
Yeah.
Well, basically,
gives me time to think about what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Puts me even more on the spot.
That's what it
puts me out more.
Suddenly.
Yeah. Well, as you've probably seen, I'm halfway through making the racking system for my fish room. I haven't really actually been in the industry, in the hobby for that long. Probably about 2 years, but on and off for like 15. But I was one of those that never listened. I'd go buy goldfish and then wonder why they died 2 years and things like that. And then I was that kind of fish keeper beforehand. But then when YouTube come along, obviously with COVID and things like that, you tend to watch more videos because you were stuck in the house. So I had that tiny little, don't know if you can see it, the tiny little tank. I bought that for the daughter. It's like a night light with I think I had 3 shabumpkins in it. Wrong fish to have, but that's what I got sold from the pet shop, was 3 shabumpkins. Obviously they had died because I didn't have a clue about keeping fish. But then, like I say, COVID kicked off. Stuck in the house. Only things you could get were delivered, so I thought, I'll give it a good clean out the tank and bring it upstairs and give it a go. So my first fish after that was black phantoms.
Yeah.
Tetras.
Black skirt.
Not the black skirt ones, the phantom ones with a little blue, what looks like a little blue eye on the side of them.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually going to get the black skirts. That's what I had. Went to the shop full. But when I got there, they only had 2, and I thought, I'm after 6 really for the size tank. And it got talked into getting 10, and it was probably the best move I've ever made. just watching them school together. And on a night time, when you switch the lights off, they're all huddled together to make the cells look like a bigger fish in the tank, and that's just captivating. And that's how I got into it. Was watching just little black phantom tetras. I haven't really progressed much from then, like, but that's where my addiction started.
Well, me,
And
I'm very sorry for your loss to begin with.
what with the goldfish?
Yes. It's not easy to lose a pet. It's not.
It's one of them things. You go into the pet shop, and I would say like 10, 15 years ago when you went in the pet shop, it was more about selling in your products and getting you out. So there was nothing about cycle tanks. I went in, I bought a tank, a fish, the deco, and I was home with everything within an hour. You know what I mean? So, but now when you go to a fish shop, it has changed a lot. The husbandry has changed when it comes to fish.
Yes.
So when you actually go in, I think I went back to the same place when I was there getting some fish food, and I heard the lad in the shop actually deny someone fish. And I thought, oh, well, that's actually pretty good. Because like normally you would expect them just to say, oh, I don't care if they die or whatever. I just want to sell you, make money, and get you out. So when I heard this from this lad from Maidenhead Aquatics, I thought, I trust this shop. Like they're taking a bit more care of the fish they did when I went for them 3 shabunkins. I mean, little did I know that the shabunkins would have grown to probably about that size. And then that 50-litre thing down there, they would have been squashed up like that. Up against the glass. But yeah, that's how I got in there. It was just daft little lie. I think Kingswell there just said something about red phantoms. That's another one I was going to get, was red phantoms. The second fish I got was monk tetras. They're probably about that 2 inches with a red eye, just pure silver. Love them as well. And then what really got us hooked into tropical fish was bronze corridoras.
Ooh, yeah.
For just some reason, the way they move in groups and they look like little sharks just cruising across the seafloor, and that's what really got us hooked into I've got to get bigger and better, was the corridoras. I bought 6 from this Maidenhead Aquatics. They were probably just honestly an inch, and he says, it'll be a good 6 months, 12 months before they start breeding. The next day the bread had eggs all over the glass. I thought, what am I going to do? Do I get rid of them? I thought, no, I'd order a breeder box. Any eggs that survive. I was one of them hanging on the backs that Coro had the other day, for making the filter. It was one of them, so I hired it on there, put them on. First batch, totally gone. Poisoned with one of them.
That's sort of, yeah.
First batch, totally poisoned. Obviously, fouled water. Little sponge. I had swapped the gate out for a little bit of sponge that had clogged up really and wasn't letting the flow go through as much. The next time I done all the separate tank, methylene blue, all that sort of stuff. Had a very weak yield of eggs, and I thought, it's got to be a better way than this. So the next time I'd done it, I had that little tank again, and they had spawned all over the filter, like the angelfish had just done now, but they had spawned all over the filter. I thought, I'm just going to take them out because obviously it's turning into a community tank, and I don't want them to eat, so I'll just put them in there, and we'll see what happens. So out of about 40 eggs, I think 36, I ended up giving it to the fish shop up there, to the local fish shop.
Nice.
So, and that's how, but corridoras is the ones that really got us hooked.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, corridoras.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the accurate.
Yes.
So that's how I got into it. Oh, you, Andrew?
Yeah.
Well,
Need more time?
do I need more time? I was listening to you, Guy. Yeah. So what am I doing? Not really a lot at the moment. I mean, as you know, Mal, the weather in the UK at the moment is it's horrendous.
Isn't it? I've got plywood to cut, and I need to cut it outside because of the size of the sheets.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't take the stuff outside and risk carrying all that out to try and bring it back in with the weather. It's like winter, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what they're talking, is it either Friday or Saturday? They're talking 13 degrees for us.
Oh.
And, you know, and you open it up and it says it'll feel like 12. I thought, yeah, we're lucky. For August, it's
well, then Newcastle
horrendous.
means I might have to do up my top button.
Yep.
on the t-shirt.
Yeah, so not a lot happening outside at the moment. I mean, I was at the pond. We finished the pond early this year. Since we finished it, I think we've had about a week where we've been able to sit outside and enjoy sitting outside, and then it changed. And we hadn't really had time to sort of have the weather really to do anything in that respect. But we did have a surprise spawn with the goldfish, so we're bringing the goldfish up. Those are now spread across 3 tanks. The ones that are outside and in the 4-foot tank are actually doing well. They're doing better. Don't know whether it's because they're outside or whether they've got more room. But yeah, they're doing fine. But the ones that are in the fish room in the basement, those are a lot smaller. They're not growing as well as the ones that are in the greenhouse.
Do you find that when you try to raise fry in tanks, if the water isn't like totally pristine, you get stunted growth?
Oh yeah.
That's what happened with one of the batches of cories for me, because I hadn't, and they just wouldn't go over an inch, where the rest are like 2 inches, 3 inches.
Yeah, the difference.
But the local fish shop got them ones. Then what we did out.
Did you get paid out or just give them to them?
I didn't. I just give them to him. I felt a bit guilty because I went in the shop the day before to see what he had in stock, and he had Corridoras, but he had the bronze Corridoras as well. But they look really bad, poor condition, look milky white.
Yeah.
Rather no colour on them, and I just thought, do I really want to bring them? So I thought, I'll give him a chance, see what he's like.
Yeah.
But it was, I just took them in off someone else. But then he took mine, which were in perfect condition. He even was showing them to the shop assistant, look at these fantastic condition and all. I hadn't done nothing to make them that way in mine, so I'm no fish keeper or nothing like that. But when he was like showing me, he just hid them straight in the tank with these ones that looked like they were ill. I thought, I don't trust this. But I didn't realise the intricacies of it. It was because he was medicating the whole tank, and he would have been medicating mine as well at the same time. So, you don't realise what goes on backstage.
You don't.
You're quick to jump at conclusions.
The one that gets me is you go into a pet shop. I mean, Steve's mentioned this. He's noticed it a few times. But you go into a pet shop and you've got a rack of all these fish.
Yeah.
And you've got one tank that says quarantine.
Yeah.
But these fish...
You've got at least 3 off the sump.
They're all working off the same sump. So,
Yeah.
How come they're not quarantined? They're not quarantined.
It's because the owner wants to nick them for himself. That's why.
Yeah.
Pets for Homes, I think it's like 3 tanks in a row, and then a sump on the bottom of the 3, and it just goes like that, zigzags back down to the sump.
Yeah.
But like you say, they'll have one that's quarantined and the top one and the bottom one's not. And you think, well, what's going on?
So King's Aquarium is saying water changes every 2 days, depending on how many fry you have.
Yeah.
The goldfish that I've got in the 4-foot tank, they are on a constant water change. So I've got water coming in, automatically it's going out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh water, non-stop fresh water is dripping in?
Yeah.
Does that get expensive? Do you have to pay water extra for your water, or is it...
No,
we do. I'm on a meter.
I'm
on a meter. If I did that, it would cost me a literal fortune to do...
I'm on a meter, but the next door neighbour's got a tap outside at 12 o'clock.
Wait till they leave and go over and hook up the yard.
He's running around slapping his wife for going in the shower and I'm pinching his water.
No, I mean, fortunately, I've no. I mean, we do get charged. We get one bill for the year, but
Yeah.
you know, I certainly make the most out of it. But yeah, so
I mean,
that's
at the minute, Andrew, we could be harvesting the rainwater we're getting here.
Well, I have thought about that, getting the rainwater to come
I
drop
see
in, but
Craig's catfish was out, I think, about 2 weeks ago with all the buckets catching all his water off the cutters. And
it does,
pretty
yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
For the amount of water changes, because every morning he's doing it, isn't he?
Yeah. So I got that. What else have I got?
Is there a fish that got you started, Andrew? What your very thing that really got you hooked? The fish that you had and kept that kind of made an impression with you.
I don't think it was any individual fish because I can't remember that far. I mean, as I've said numerous times, I mean, I got into the fish keeping hobby when I was probably about 12, 13.
Oh, wow.
And my father had taken me. I'd always had an interest, even before 12. I'd had an interest in fish keeping. I had an uncle that had a fish tank, and go to his house and sort of like, you know, I can't remember what his fish tank, what he had fish wise or anything like that, but there was fish in this sort of glass container sort of thing, and sort of as a child I was hooked by them. And I then...
Can you remember what was in the tank?
I can't remember at all. No,
I remember the first time, because my uncle
I remember
fish.
where the tank was, but I can't remember.
Yeah. My uncle used to keep tropical fish, and it was one of them 70s where you had like the bit of units above and then down the side, and then it was like that in the kitchen, and in the little, like, what you call them, the gap for the serving hatch, you used to have his fish tank there.
Oh,
yeah.
And I remember the first time he got, I mean, this is 1978 or something like that. I remember the first time I seen like a neon tetra thing. Well, all the rest just looked like sticklebacks in the tank. But when you see something like a neon tetra just sticking out, you think, how do you keep them? But obviously I didn't pursue it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, it's okay, mate. No worries. So
hijacked you there, didn't I? Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, the schools in the UK, when I was at school, we used to have the first school, second school, and comprehensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in the primary school, the first school, and at the age of 10, you then went up to your middle school.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they did was they used to give you a little gift on leaving, and the gift was always a book, but you chose the book that you wanted, and I chose a book on tropical fish.
Right.
So I get this book, and I read it. It's okay.
If you're like me, you probably read it many times. My first fish book, I would just look at the page, you know, go through and read it, cover to cover, over and over. Are you looking it up right now, Andrew?
No, I was just timing layout.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't see what happened. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I've just timed him out.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, we had the book. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what book it was, but we got this book, and I had it quite a few years, and sort of constantly looking through this book, reading all the bits and pieces, the temperatures and everything, and you know, the things that you had in there were angels, and you know, the usual neon tetras and all the other fish that were available at the time. And anyway, one day I was at home and my father said to me, he says, come on, we're going out. Are we? So what? Where? You'll see. So we goes out and we goes to a little village called Oakworth, which was close to where I was. And they had LFS, local fish store. And we went in and still totally oblivious to this. We're sort of having a look at all the fish and everything. And next thing, my dad was buying me the kit. They bought me the aquarium, and it was under gravel filter, the heater, and everything. And what we're doing with it, Dad? Oh, I can go to the side of your bed. So it went on this cabinet at the side of my bed. It was only 18 inches long, but it was a small one, but it was enough. And I had that for quite a while. Don't ask me what happened to it, but I then got a bigger fish tank, and eventually sort of moved away and sort of took everything with me. But I've had breaks from keeping fish, and then started back up, and then breaking off again, and then starting up. And the last time that I started up was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, probably longer than that. And it sort of like went from 1 tank, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, and I'm somewhere above 20 now. I've lost count. Yeah.
Do either of you have any regrets in your hobby that you've done over the years that if you could change it, you would, or not?
You mean with regards to fish keeping?
Regards to fish keeping, or actually, if the fish keeping interfered with your life or something in one way or another, as long as it's related to the hobby.
No,
I say,
but
Just-
no,
I'm too short in the hobby to have regrets, but I think the one thing that I did regret was the top tank out of the 2 there. That one.
Mhm.
That was originally in the corner, and that was my first tank. And I'd done it out with black gravel. And you think it's great, but the amount of brown algae comes off at the diatoms that comes off right. It was just a constant battle, and that was my biggest regret. With the sand, I tend to get very little algae.
Yeah, I
But-
like that
Yeah.
lighter colored stuff. Yes.
Yeah, but for some reason, the black gravel, I was just constantly battling. The plants would just turn brown, and I'd end up having to keep on trimming them to get rid of it. And because there's not much that eats brown. I know they say nerite snails and stuff like that. I got nerite snails that didn't hardly touch it, to be quite honest. Didn't make a difference in the tank. It wasn't until I actually got rid of it. I haven't got rid of it altogether. I've kept it in bags downstairs, and I put it into mesh bags now. And then if I'm doing an aquascape or something like that, I can just build up areas with bags of the gravel and cap over the top.
I love those bags. I use them all the time.
Yeah. I think is it MD fish tanks? When I was watching him do his, and I just thought,
you've gone through the watching of MD as well.
Yeah, so I was, I know that almost from my standpoint with my hobby, I've kept fish now since I was 10 years old. I got it on my 10th birthday. My mother bought my aquarium. But I do know there is one standout fish out of all my keeping. Yep, exactly like those. I just got some from Amazon. There's like 5 white ones and 5 black.
Yeah, that's the last ones I got was the mixed.
Yeah, that's what I just got. And then I sent the shrimp to John, and I put the crushed coral in one of the black bags I sent along with it. But yeah, I think my gateway fish into this hobby that really, I remember the very first fish I've ever kept. And my mother, when she got me, it was a 10-gallon, 40-liter tank. I remember there was 2 or 3 red swordtails in there, and I had a blue gourami, the 3-spot blue gourami. and I loved it. I mean, I've always loved fish, but I think I kept them fish. Well, until they died because they didn't know what the nitrogen cycle was. I was 10 years old, and
Yeah.
but they still lived for a couple months before they died. I mean,
Yeah.
it was close. And then
You were probably like me, Jeff. At the very start, I was cleaning the tank out like thoroughly each time and getting rid of all the bacteria.
a dirty tank is a healthy, happy tank.
Yeah.
That's true.
But back when you were a kid, you were thinking, I've got to scrub it. I've got to scrub it.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I've got to take all the gravel out and clean it.
Every little teeny piece of food that hit down the bottom, I had to get in there with a net and try and get it out. I thought I was doing the right thing, but no. But
that's what I love about the sand, man. It doesn't you don't get detritus build up, but it just wafts across and gets picked up. Where with the gravel, it was getting in between, and then you had the mold built up, and then, like I say, the diatoms took over all the time. So I'm pleased. I know people love gravel and stuff like that, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm getting more of a well, if it's gravel, if it's a really tiny gravel, I mean, just a bit of sand, that's okay. But I like the sand best now. But I remember when I really got hooked into this hobby, I got my first pair of cichlids, and they were the little pink convict cichlids. And back in 1974, that was a hot fish.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, there wasn't many of them around at that time, and they were you could actually sell them and make a decent profit. And I got a pair of them, and I had them in my tank for maybe 2 weeks, and they had spawned, and I was just, you're a 10-year-old boy, and I got these fish that have already bred. Yeah. And then within about 4 or 5 days, the little babies, you know what? Hook, line, and sinker. They landed me quickly.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it's been like, I did have a break though from the hobby in my 20s. In the wild early 20s, I kind of hit the party scene and went out, and you know how young people do. I pretty much didn't lose really interest in the hobby, but I didn't have time with all my other social obligations that were going on at the time. So, but then when I got back in it, when I met my wife in 1992. We got married in 93. And we got, before we got married, I got a tank set up. And that's when I got into my larger cichlids. I had my Midas cichlids that, I mean, these guys get, 12, 14 inches long. They're just huge.
Yeah.
And I had a pair of those, and they spawned for me. And, that just drives you in deeper when you see a huge cloud of fry. I think that's part of the reason now why I have such an obsession with breeding my fish. I just love to see the colonies of fish, and a thriving colony just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, just, I don't know. I don't know if there is a cure for it, but I don't care because I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The only thing is that, you do breed them, you go through the early stages of letting them breed, and then you end up with all these fish and nowhere for them.
Yeah.
I mean, there was Mal's starting up his fish room in the garage, is it?
Yeah, it's down in the garage, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to have a lot more. How many tanks are you planning on there? Is it 5, 6?
I've been to see a couple of second-hand ones today, and I wasn't impressed, to be quite honest.
So you've walked away, yeah.
Yeah, I'm after like 4 foot by so that's 120 mils by 50 mils by 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters. That size. So probably about 300 liters that are. That's probably about 96? Is it about 96 gallon? If something like that, American gallon, I think it's about 96. I think it's a bit less on like imperial gallon, but US gallons. It's. But I had to walk away. I just thought, you're trying to sell us the unit, and I'm not after the unit. It's just I just want
you're just like glass. Me, because I'm seeing everything on. I mean, I'm always looking. I mean, I've still got room for
the unit.
Another 2.
Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry.
What did you want for the whole unit? What was the price?
I think there were the two I've seen a day. One was for 250 for the unit with a 4-foot tank. But that's second hand, and you just think, I can buy the glass unit itself probably for about about 200 now.
All Pond Solutions.
Yeah, yeah. Not just all.
America.
There's another one called, is it MB tanks? I think it is. They sell the diverse ones, which them are the diverse ones from, I think they're from Ukraine or somewhere, or one of the Eastern Bloc countries, and they import them across. And I'm over the moon with them, to be quite honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think a 300 litre one of them from that MB is £220. So I'm thinking, do I just splash out and just buy one of them at a time?
What width is the racking that you've got?
I've made it for 4 foot. So I've got underneath the desk it'll be 4 foot. I'm thinking probably Mbuna for that one under the desk, so I haven't got no aquascape to keep on top of, because I've got to keep the desktop low down. So it'll be just getting in to clean it and feeding the fish, sort of thing. Where the 3 in the rack, there'll be 2 4-foot ones, and I'm hoping on the top to have like probably about 300 mils times 4, and then about 500 by 300 sideways on the top. Just I think I'll have to try and rig up something to get like an air ring put in as well. So I think Jeff's got one where you just see the air lines drop down and you've got one of the taps.
Yeah, I got a big pump up here that goes all the way down and around.
Yeah.
And it has I have to bleed a lot of the air off up here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they would just be boiling right
now. To see what you mean. Is it too big of a pump for the amount you got? Or?
It is. I mean, I have more tanks I'm setting up, and as I do that, I still haven't bleeding off the same amount of air, and I might need to bleed a little more off, actually, because I've been adding new tanks. I just started another 20-gallon over here, and I added some more of my Blue Star Endlers. I got another. I put it from my other tank, and they've already dropped a lot of babies in there, so it's going quite well. And I got another line going down for that, but it hasn't diminished anything else. So I'm going to keep setting tanks. I see it getting a little bit weak. I'll just tighten that a little bit, and that'll increase the pressure in all the tanks. But right now, I probably could run twice the amount of tanks in here easily and not have that fully closed off.
Yeah.
Because I'm bleeding quite a bit.
Sorry, Jeff. Green Machine's going and says thanks for a great show.
Oh, thank you, Green Machine. Yeah, let's take here and go back and check the chat.
I know.
I'll just step in.
We've neglected them, really.
Arnold was asking me if I had any plans to do a large planted aquascape. Yes. I have a 4-foot tank at the moment which isn't being used. It's empty. No, Mel, you can't have it.
That's what I was going to tell Mel. At Petco here,
don't get us going.
No.
Jealous.
I've seen his comment on this one.
I am so jealous when I see people. I think is it LRB with a beard?
What's here? I got even better deal than Petco.
And he had his truck full of Petco Darling Galaciel ones.
I got the type of tank, but I got these new from. You can ask Tara about my relationship with the LFS in my town. This guy has written thousands of dollars over that. But one good thing came out of it. One good thing is I got my 75-gallon 4-foot tanks.
Yeah.
4 of them, and I got them for $99 each, American. Which would be about, 80 pounds to you guys each.
Probably $100 is about £100 is about $120.
Okay, so I got these for $99. So about $110 to you probably then.
Yeah.
That's still a pretty good deal. I got 4 of them.
Oh, definitely.
But all the money this guy's ripped me off over the years with my fish, he's made a fortune off my fish.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And
but they always seem to. I mean, when I've had fish, I've always sold privately. Fortunately, I haven't needed to go into an LFS. But sort of, oh yeah, we'll have the fish off you, but we'll give you vouchers. Well,
Yeah.
I would be happy.
the vouchers, but the
I would have
vouchers
been
all you
happy
can.
with that though.
Yeah, but it's still going to give you peanuts for them.
Right.
Yeah. So I've always just hung on to the fish and sold privately, and I've had customers come back and what have you got available, sort of thing. Well, sorry,
Yeah.
but this year nothing. But I mean, food wise, I mean, I told you about herons for the food.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I like the herons food.
I honestly thought
But
you
it-
meant like the Iceland shop herons. I didn't realise.
No.
I was
No.
going to say it's not fish fingers I'm after.
They are purely online now. When you order, they always come in cardboard boxes. They're in the zip bags. Is the food. So it's a case of just putting it into a container. But you've none of the fancy wrapping or
Yeah.
but you know.
Oh,
So
yeah, that wasn't
yeah.
I? I was asking for algae waivers, wasn't I?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got
Damn.
plenty there. I mean,
So is it an online shop or do they have like a,
Yeah,
a
it's
proper
online.
concrete? Oh, brilliant.
yeah, so it's 200 grams in there. There's plenty. So, well, they do different ones as well.
Mhm.
They
I
do-
go through a lot of those.
They do pleco ones, pleco wafers.
Yeah.
So I
You
mean,
know
I've
what-
just got a few left in there.
The Pleco wafers are only about a penny or a dime. They're so. I mean, even the biggest ones you can get are. I wish they'd make one about like this.
Like the size of a hockey puck.
Yeah, but it says, yeah, you can throw it in there
Yeah.
because if you notice you throw it in there, all the plecos are going to try and get on that one algae wafer.
Yeah.
I
A very
mean-
good idea, that, Jeff, to be quite honest, because when you do a look at like the pleco breeders, like Sharpie and things like that, there's hundreds of them in a tank. So
Exactly.
one that was just the size of a pleco, of like a hockey puck, hide that in every day.
If they can make them big,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful. I mean, I should suggest it to them. I mean, I bet they would sell really well. I know I'd buy them.
Yeah.
But why don't you
It's a
spread
bit-
them, put more than one in, and just spread them
What?
around the tank? Put more than one algae wafer in.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's what I do. I put sort of a couple on
Yeah.
one side, a couple on the other side,
yeah,
and then they're not fighting for the food then either.
right. I don't know. I just like the idea of having a big one and have them all just kind of. I don't know. It's just an
Bring
idea.
them all together, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
just
did-
going back to that 4-foot tank, sorry, Jeff. Just going back to the 4-foot tank that Arnold was asking me about. Yeah, it's not in use at the moment because of some work that we're having done here. Now, once that goes back into place, I'm sort of like wondering, still what to do with it. Whether I'm going to put the baby blackmores in there, or whether I'm going to put my other blackmores in. I'm sort of like, what am I going to do with this? But it was a planted tank, and just like I've got the tank at the side. Have you seen this one, Mal? This one,
Oh, yeah.
right? All those are growing out of the tank.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're doing really, really well.
I like that how they filter the water out that way too with the take the nitrate.
Yeah. So looking at possibly doing something like this with a 4-foot tank downstairs once we put that back in. But that's going to be when I get back off holiday, I think.
When do you go on holiday?
September.
September.
Yeah.
Okay. Which will be here before you know it.
Yeah. I mean,
look at July.
we're talking about 6 weeks away.
I cannot believe how fast July went by. I mean,
I think I missed it.
just yesterday we're the 4th of July here, and here we are in August now. It's like
Yeah.
it's like warp drive or something, It's crazy.
Well, we had an extended winter, which we were waiting for sort of the warm weather. That suddenly came and then went. And we're waiting for possible return again. But, unless we get something, reasonable shortly, I think it's just a year. For me, it's a year wasted, in effect. We used to have it. Yeah.
In early October, we get what we call here in the United States, well, I don't know if it's politically correct or whatever, but they call it an Indian summer. In other words,
Yeah, we get them.
Yeah, we get the same, yeah.
It's normally October for us, end of September.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you get some nice warm weather then, too. So hopefully that's the case, because you guys have definitely been robbed with the summer.
We have, because Europe's had it.
Yep.
I just want a little bit of what they've got. Not being greedy, just give us a little bit. But
maybe you'll start it. It'll start up in a week, and then it'll run in through part of October. That'll be good.
I'm not too sure, because when I was in America about a month ago, it was 110, and it's not called McLaren Airport no more, is it? McLaren Airport. It's called. Can't remember what it's called now. It's changed the name, but it was 110, and that was too hot for me. So when I went to Vegas about a month ago.
What state in the United States were you in?
Nevada, isn't it? Nevada, Vegas, Nevada.
Oh yeah, that's a hot state.
Oh, normally I'm all right, because it's a dry heat, but it's the first time ever I've been, because I think it's about 5 times I've been there now. It's the first time ever I've sweated because of the heat, and it was too high over your body temperature, and it was nothing you could do.
But you had good air conditioning in the hotel, I take it.
Oh yeah, the casinos and the bars were lovely.
I love that. I couldn't make it without AC. There's no way.
Yeah.
It makes it nice. You go outside, it's really hot. You go inside and you go, it's so relaxing and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know that mostly there's not a lot of AC units in the United Kingdom, is there? It's not.
No.
Yeah, there's no need for them.
No.
No need for it.
Yeah.
For the odd occasion where it is warm, like I said to you before, Jeff, we would only possibly use them for 4 weeks maximum in the year.
We can get away with a fan, can't we, for them 4 weeks?
We just sit in the car.
Yeah, sit in the car.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to go for an ice cream?
I don't run mine all the time. If it gets up to like 80 degrees in the house, or it gets up to in the high 70s, I turn it on for a little while just to cool it off a little bit.
Yeah.
I used to run it. I used to keep the house at 70 year round. In the wintertime, spring, summer, I'd keep the air conditioner on and keep it at 70 degrees pretty much all year round. But it's expensive to do that now. So I just kind of well, if I get uncomfortable, I'm going to run it until I feel like I need to turn it on, and then, I save a lot of money that way too. So I guess it's the best way to do it.
Red Lasers put 4 weeks in a car. You see, the thing is, what I've been reading is the air conditioning units. They don't just cool, obviously, the heat. You can warm the room up with them as well.
Yeah.
And some people are saying that those are actually cheaper to run, to keep you at home at a constant temperature. There's times when we won't need it, when we're happy. If the temperature was around about 20 or 21 degrees, we wouldn't need it.
Are you on about the ground source heat pumps?
No. There's a couple of things I've been watching on YouTube just recently, but being an old house here, we've got nowhere where we can really put the units as such. Because you got for each room, you would have a box outside because
Yeah.
they're not interlinked, are they? So, yeah, going to be will be a bit of a problem for us. But
Here we
so,
know.
yeah, then you've got the ground source as well.
Yeah.
ours
We
is like
don't have.
a large furnace to heat the house, and then outside we have the central air unit outside,
Yeah,
the separate unit. It runs on the same thermostat, and then you have to switch between the furnace and the AC.
Hmm.
But I've seen those aircon units that you're talking about. It's like one unit, and you can both heat in the wintertime and then cool in the summer. That's something. Who was it just got that? Was it Craig?
I don't know. Not that I'm aware.
I think who it was. It was somebody in Australia. Oh, I know who it is. It's GV Aquarium in Australia.
Oh yeah.
He's building a fish room, and he mentioned something about getting an aircon unit like that. Because I know in Australia it gets really hot, and according to what I've heard, it also gets cold. But I don't think it snows much in Australia.
Don't really hear
I think
about snow, do you?
I think our winters are a little more severe than what you get. I know in Michigan here we get killed every now and then, but the last few years it's been pretty mild.
Mm-hmm.
We've had winters here. I've had snow that was taller than me, and I'm 6'2", so it's been a long time. I've seen that deep of snow, but
I would say that was back in the 80s for us, wasn't it, Andrew? The last big snow one was in the early 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a couple of like odd ones where you've had the day where everything shut down because of snow.
Yeah, I know. I used to work nights once, and I can't remember the exact date, unfortunately, but around about the 80s, and we had 3 nights. I was working nights, and we had 3 nights of solid snow because I was having to drive in the snow. And it just continued snowing for like 3 days, and but because we're near the Pennines, going up to sort of like the Yorkshire Dales, that sort of, we're not far from that area, so you do tend to sort of get quite a bit of snow, and the Pennines sort of tends to cause that as well. But just recently, we've had very little snow.
Yeah, I think it was 3-4 years ago. So I mean, that wasn't the last one that caused any major upset in England.
Yeah. Well, people have no experience of driving in the snow.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like the world stops, isn't it? You think, for God's sake.
And the schools. The schools shut. Yeah. It's crackers.
I mean, I had 20 years working for the Lecky board, and basically they give you a shovel and says get on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go and get electricity back on people's houses, so they give you a shovel, and you had to get on with it.
Yeah.
I think in the last 2 years of working for when it was it turned end power and all that sort of stuff, and different suppliers took over and joined it in. But in the last 2 years was the first time I ever got told of my boss not to bother coming out. Only going out for like emergencies, not just to do electric work.
Yeah.
And all right, fair enough. But by that time, I had made it up to the coast road. I was halfway along the coast road and on the way to that side of town to do my first job. So it took us 3 hours to get back off the coast road and back home. I was good.
Yeah.
I didn't have 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah. But, I mean... it's
snow day. Whoa.
I mean, we're roughly about, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Whitby.
Yeah.
And I always remember that it was on the news was saying that Whitby had heavy snowfall.
Yeah.
Nobody could get to Whitby.
Yeah.
I thought, I can. So I set off.
Aye.
And I got to Whitby. I was actually, in Whitby itself, but I had a little Fiat Uno. And it was absolutely brilliant in snow.
It surprises, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Little 1000cc engine, yeah, front wheel drive. But the beauty of it was that the wheels were narrow, the tyres were narrow.
Yeah.
So they used to just cut through it. And I've been up the Yorkshire Dales going up towards Hawes, and I've just gone up and
No bother at all.
from you know, I forget what they call the it's a huge hill, and a lot
Sutton
of the
Bank.
times,
Is it Sutton Bank?
no, not that one.
No.
But when you get to the top of this, it's just moorland and everything.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And
So it's
then
like
you
past Pickering and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you come back down, and it's just one big hill back down into Hawes. But when you get up to the top, you know, I mean, the snow's deep when it does snow, and the road's closed. And I've been up there in the car, and I'd sort of been everywhere in the car. And I once had one of the girls that I used to work with, and where I used to live was a big hill, and it was steep, and there was snow on the ground, and I went down this big hill, and she was panicking like mad.
Yeah.
Because just at the bottom was obviously it was a 90-degree turn, and if you continue going straight on, you'd end up in somebody's garden.
Yeah.
And I went down with ease, and she's, don't go down. And I'm going, I'm off. But yeah, I noticed that
I
a few.
took the daughter to we had this thing called the Polar Express, and it was over on the north side of the Pennines, over by Stanley, somewhere over there.
Yeah.
And she was only 3, but we got 4 tickets on the Polar Express, and it was just a train that went from it was an old railway for the mines or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Disused. Went there, and it froze. The water off the moorland had went across the road, and it had froze, and so it was just like a solid ice. And I'm going down this hill on this solid ice block. And my mother-in-law is sitting next to us and says, I think you need to be braking. I says, Mary, I've been braking for the last 10 minutes. It hasn't made any difference. I'm just trying to control the skate now before I hit the bottom. I had to pull over at the bottom and say, right, Joanne, that's my wife. I says, you're getting in the front. Mary, you're in the back. I kind of put it with your door because I'm trying to drive in these conditions. Rather get at the back seat. I thought, no, I'm not putting up with that. I've been skidding for the last 20 minutes. I don't think put me brakes, and now it's going to make me difference.
Yeah.
We have GV. Just speaking of you, Gil, about your fish room that you're building, and you were speaking of
That's right. Yeah.
Really?
You've reminded me now. Yes, it is. Putting the air conditioning units, it's GV. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just happened to see him pop up there. I was like, wow, we were just talking. What a coincidence. Welcome, Gil.
It happens.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. I love being able
Yeah, I did notice that there are a couple of people. Tara's thinking about getting an air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
To save on the costs.
Well, I think they live in the country.
There was another comment as well.
They have only propane out there, which is much more expensive than natural gas. So that would be a really good thing. And I know that we had propane growing up, when I lived at home, and as you know, back when I was 10 years old, when I first started in the hobby, we had propane out at our house, and that was so terribly expensive even back then. It seemed like, compared to when after my mother had passed away and I had already moved out. I was already married to my wife, but in comparison to our furnace that we had in the city, well, outside of the city, but close enough to be on the natural gas line, it was more than half is less money than what we were spending out there, and we froze all the time too. So it was terrible actually with the propane. It cost so much money to try and stay warm, and my mother had such terrible circulation that it wasn't an easy life for her. So,
in the UK, gas boilers have been banned from 2025. So that's in new homes, and then totally phased out by the mid 2030s.
Yeah.
So we've been, having to. I couldn't find StreamYard again then. So we're having to look at sort of alternatives, obviously to heat water. So as Mal mentioned earlier, you've got the ground source heat pumps, you've got the air source heat pumps.
That's what I was getting trained in before I finished work. They were talking about getting us retrained into doing all that side of stuff, and I thought, I don't really. It's smart metering. That's one thing that really put us off the industry. I was trying to sell, not sell, but I was trying to convince customers into getting smart meters, and it really used to get on me wick.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I first started doing metering, I used to go to people's houses, and old ladies used to give you cups of tea, biscuits, and things like that. Having lush days out, and you'd be out in the countryside changing meters all day long.
Yeah.
And then near the end of it, when smart meters come in, you just got like people paying like. You can see why, because they were getting forced into getting smart meters. They didn't want them, but the attitudes towards it all just changes. Oh, get me out of this industry quick.
And Jeff Keynes is also coming here to this country, but the date isn't set yet.
Yeah.
Outlawing that.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? We've got the diesel and petrol cars. They're being phased out.
Yeah.
What's the date on that now, or is it they're phasing it out over a time period?
I think. Well, I'm sure it said something like 2030. You couldn't buy a diesel car after 2030 or something like that, could you?
Yeah, but there's still, you'd still be able to buy diesel, trucks, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to get phased out as well. I mean, we were actually surprised that when we went to York a few months ago, and when we went into York, the bus that we went in on was electric powered.
Huh.
Yeah, and so, but York's doing really well with it, in the sense that they're embracing the electric power, including on some where you've got the park and ride on the outskirts of York. It's very expensive to park in York now, and to be honest, you might as well just get park and ride because it's cheaper. And you
definitely.
So,
unless the hotel that you're staying in or the bed is going to provide it, then it's just a no-go, isn't it?
That's right. So we went in, obviously, on this bus. It was electric powered, but like I say, York is embracing it because the park and ride areas, they are setting up these areas where you can go park, charge up your vehicle. I think it's at a reduced rate, but they have these huge canopies above. And the canopies above have all got the solar panels on them.
Yeah.
So they're not taking anything from the grid. They're using it to
subsidise what they're selling.
Yeah.
Well, so someone's just turned your solar panel off.
No. Light.
Wait.
I haven't turned my lights on yet. I turned mine on right as it starts to get dark. This light down here, I got a window, and then I leave them on from like.
Oh, there's Donna.
Like 5 or 6 o'clock. Hi, Donna.
They're speaking to you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So good to see you.
Yeah. So we diversified off.
I was just going to say we've done really well for being addicted to aquatic pets. We've not talked about for half an hour. Snowplows.
Yeah, we've done really well there.
You've done really well there.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I was thinking was, I mean, our property is north facing, so we don't have the luxury of solar panels. But what I was thinking was, would I get enough power by putting up a solar panel on the gable end of our property, charging some batteries up, and then running all the fish tanks from that.
I think there's a depletion as well for the angle. So with it being on the gable end, you're going to have it flat against the side of the wall. So you'd have depletion. I think it's a 17 degree or something like that. What you need to have them on.
I could tilt it slightly. Yeah.
We have another.
But,
another.
I think you can buy like metal frames to stick onto your wall, onto your gable end.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm back to front of my mirror here, so my hands are going all over. But you can buy like frames to get that angle and make like a canopy on your gable end. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, and the other thing that I was, because I had a look at all the alternatives, probably about 2 years ago, I was also looking at wind.
Yeah.
Now, where I live,
We're not allowed to have it here.
I know.
well,
Not allowed. Not in my house. We wanted to put a windmill in our backyard because we get a lot of wind coming from the west.
Yeah.
And no, it's not. It's against ordinance.
Right.
It's crazy. I mean, we own the property. Shouldn't we be able to do what we want to on our own property?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Especially in this country. I mean, we're supposed to be free here, have freedom, but they won't let us. I tell you, if I lived in the countryside and not with any other houses not around me, and I put a windmill up and they told me I could, I'd tell them to take a dive. Just go,
My brother-in-law, he lives down in Ravenscourt. You know where Ravenscourt is. Basically, he lives in Spring Hill. You would have heard of Spring Hill water, wouldn't you? Like the fresh water bottles used to get Spring Hill Farm.
Yeah.
But he actually lives in Spring Hill Farm. It's the farmer's barn that he lives in, sort of the converted barn. But he's got all that. He's got solar panels in his field because he's got like a 5-acre field with solar panels just built into the hill where the actual spring, because they don't get the spring water from there anymore. But he's on the field where the spring is, he's got like solar panels built under there. And also he's allowed to have wind. So I says it's a pity that the spring wasn't pumping out a bit more. He could have hydro and do the 3.
Yeah, so going back to this windmill sort of thing, I know that obviously the usual wind turbine that you've got with the blades on it would be a no-no, and it'd just look out of place here. And you'd never get permission.
This was my thing about windmills, Andrew. They wouldn't complain as much if the made would look like Amsterdam. And windmills look like windmills.
Yeah.
It's just that they look too modern and too new. But if you say we want to put a windmill up that looks like Amsterdam in villages, everyone would want one.
Well, there used to be a lot about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is one, actually, is it or not? But there's something that looks like an old windmill at the side of the M62.
Yeah.
But I think it actually is an air vent for the railway tunnel below the ground below.
Right, yeah.
But the windmill or wind turbine I was thinking of was not the usual bladed one, but one which looks like it's cylindrical. It's like a barber's pole.
Right. Oh, yes,
yeah.
I've seen them, and it's like the blades are that way on and the spin that way around.
Yeah, and the spin. But because I'm 2 meters from a pavement where I would want to mount it, it's the only place I could really mount it to get any real supply from it. I can't because the planning permission won't allow me to do that.
Yeah.
Tara says that
Safety.
we have some solar panels in our subdivision, so I'm pretty sure I can do that. They have the programs. It's zero out of pocket, but then if you can actually sell some of the power back to the company.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do that in England as well, but they made the price per unit so low that it wasn't economical anymore. But at the very start, I think you were getting 42 pence or something like that. And you
Thank-
were actually making a profit if you had enough on your roof.
Great. Thank you so much, Tara.
Yeah,
Really
bye, Tara.
appreciate seeing you. So, thank you so very much.
Bye, Tara.
And hopefully next week we will be able to see you again. And every time is always treasured to me. I tell you, she's a very good friend, guys. And
Hopefully next week we'll have better guests on.
no, you guys are great. You guys are great. I can actually, with mine, I could actually go up to 6 people on here. But I think 2 to 3 to 4. Yeah, I mean, 4 would probably be the maximum to get a nice conversation going. This is brilliant. I think it's going really well. We got Jimmy P is in the house. Hey, Jimmy.
It's been in for a while.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just now getting close. I'm just now looking out. See, my head tilts back like this because I'm looking because I cannot get on this phone. Hi, Jimmy. I'm so sorry I missed you earlier. Bye, Tara. Thank you so very much again. Red Laser. June. Hi. Hello. I'm sorry if I missed anybody in the chat, you guys. My eyes are bad, and I'm getting my equipment around. I started out trying to do it on my laptop here, and it works, but the volume on the microphone on it doesn't work real well. But I'm going to get something to make it work. So let's see here. What is this? I'm happy to see the 2 of you up with Jeff. Yes. You know.
Thank you, Jeff.
And
It was a last-minute call for me, wasn't it, dear Jeff? Would you like to be on?
You know what I did? I had planned on sending the link out early. I sent links out early. And I was thinking to myself, and then you mentioned something. I was like, I better double check this. And so I went back then I sent you the link, and then I had forgotten that I sent you the link, and I said, did I send the Anyhow, we got it out finally. And Green Machine Sweden. Hello, my friend.
See you later, Arnold.
Have a good day now, Arnold. We'll see you later. Okay, guys. So now I have another question for both of you gentlemen.
I've got one before you start. How come Mal got asked to be on here?
How come Mel got asked to be on here?
I didn't get asked.
I know. Well,
You got told.
I was told.
right. That goes without saying. Right?
It's like watching Laurel and Hardy. You don't get one without the other.
But Mel, he thought he was out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
He thought he was out. Hold him.
That's them are my favourite films ever.
I
On the
love
airplane. For some reason, I had all 3, and I just thought, right, that's me done for the 9 hours over to Vegas. I'll watch them 3.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch a lot of TV, and I don't watch a lot of movies. And every now and then, it's like Steve will be the same, nuclear. Jeff is as well, and he's sort of, well, haven't you seen this? And I'm going, no. So, it'd be reeling off some sort of conversation that's gone on, and I'm going, I haven't got a clue what you're going on about.
Netflix
I haven't
show.
seen it.
The Sopranos is a great show, June.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I love The Sopranos. I'm busy watching now. It's on Sky, like through the day, but you can watch it. Like you can watch it all at once.
Crying Jim, Tony Soprano.
Did you watch Broadwalk Empire?
Me? No.
Boardwalk Empire. I watched some of it.
Oh, I love that. Went on a bit. It probably could have finished the season earlier than it did, but that was another good one.
I want to go back and watch more of that.
I mean, the last movie I watched was 50 Shades of Grey, but we won't go there. I mean, I've still got the scars.
Here at the
I says to my wife with 50 Shades of Grey, I open up my underpants drawer and says, there's 50 Shades of Grey. That's the closest I'm getting to watching it.
But now that we're here at Aquatics, now we got to realize: have either of you ever seen the movie or the show Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You've never seen Breaking Bad, Andrew?
No.
Oh,
Hang on, Andrew.
you got to
I
see
don't
it.
watch. I honestly don't watch TV.
Well, if you start watching, I tell you,
I mean, if Donna comes back up, I'll bring her on and she'll tell you. I don't watch it. I mean,
It's one of
there's
them
a
that pulls you in.
There's a TV up here, right? And Donna will be watching her programs and whatever, and I'm going, "What crap are you watching now?" I don't know whether it's an attention span or what, but I just don't. I don't do it.
Figure out who the Walter White is of the fish world. I think it's probably Dan's Fish. But Jeff Kane, you're listening to this. Who would you say? I don't know. There's a lot of good fish breeders and enablers in this hobby, but Dan's. I don't know if you're familiar with Dan's Fish. But also tonight he has a live stream at 9 o'clock. It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning for you guys. But he gives away a nice package of fish every week. And I think I'm not sure if it's international or not, if it's just the United States. I think it's maybe just the United States right now. But
I would imagine if it's fish, it would be, yeah.
But he's talking about maybe doing some international shipping too. But he's got like 500 tanks in his warehouse out in Wyoming.
Oh yeah, I knew you on about, yeah.
He's a really...
It's a new warehouse he's got though. I was watching him
Who's this
go
on
through
about?
the series.
It's on tonight at 9 o'clock my time, so it'll be about 2 o'clock in the morning your time. But it's Dan's on YouTube, and he's a really, really great tropical fish seller, importer. He also does a lot of breeding and stuff, and all kinds of really cool stuff. I think maybe Jeff might be the Walter White of the fish world. What do you think, Jeff? Jeff Kane. Let's see here now. We got.
We had somebody else called Jeff in here earlier.
Oh, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of Jeffs in the hobby.
I watched that as well. Nuclear, I watched that Better Call Saul. That was a good one. That was a bit more like faster paced than, because at the end of Breaking Bad, it did get a very slow where you are. God, how did they make that into an hour episode? They could have done that in 10. But Better Call Saul, that was a spin-off one. Did you watch that, Jeff?
Better Call Saul, yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
I like him as an actor.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's really good. And Dan's Fish has great practices for importing, keeping, and shipping. Yes, he does. And he's, and also, Jeff, I was going to mention, I know that you recently picked up 2 pairs of the wild type betta rubras from the ACA in Wisconsin. You breed those. He's in need of wild type betta. So when I get mine to breed again, which by the way, they didn't, I made a mistake with that tank, and they didn't keep the eggs. We've seen the video where she was spitting the eggs out and he was taking them and holding them. Well, the mistake I made that I learned is that once that happens, do not feed the tank. Because if you do, and the male is hungry, he will swallow the eggs to get to the food. So that's a valuable lesson I learned, because I would have fry right now had I just not fed the tank. And, it's all a learning process with this, with aquarium keeping.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to mention that because he will be buying my fish when they next breed. So it's always...
Well, I did a live the other day, didn't I, of the angelfish laying eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The next day, they'd all gone. They'd eaten them.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I took them out for, because I was thinking, do I keep them? Do I try to? Or, it was like last minute, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I think I've caught one swimming around in the tank, free swimming. I put it on a video they did, a little short thing. But if I get one out of all them eggs, it's one fish I don't have to buy.
Now, do your LF buy your angelfish from you when you raise them up and take them? Have you sold angelfish before, Andrew?
No, I've never sold fish to an LFS. I've always sold privately.
Oh, okay. Well, that's more. My elephant, they'll take
last year, I had quite a lot of angelfish, and there was a guy that was local to me, and he bought the lot off me in one fair sweep. So that was a nice little income from that. So rather than just selling them as individuals,
He didn't look like Captain Birdseye, did he?
no,
No.
no. Oh, I got the music on again.
I popped up.
But yeah, we got 3 little ones in here, and the lights are off at the moment. But see if I can turn those lights back on.
Steve,
But, yeah, those are what we've bred.
how was your black skirts getting on? How many are you up to now? Your black
Steve?
skirt tetras? Yeah, I've just seen them in the chat there.
Mm.
It doesn't work out. He said, well, if you knew my LFS, yeah, I'd probably be better off shipping them to Dan. At least I'd get something because my LFS here in Lansing, Michigan, really, this guy, he's gotten over the. Well, I probably started bringing fish. Yeah, when I first started or taking them into the LFS from breeding, give me just pennies on the dollar. And, you know, with him being the only store in town here, I mean, you don't have much of a choice. Until I started selling online, of course, I now have I have a storefront on Get Gills that I'm going to be starting back up as soon as my supplies arrive, which I got more shipping supplies coming in, and then I'll be able to put my shrimp and other things down there to sell. But this guy here, he's got a very profitable speaker. Of course, he's got the market cornered, other than like Petco or PetSmart or something like that, where, you know, the fish there are mostly sick all the time. People don't want to buy a lot. And people who are really into the hobby, they'll buy online before they do that. But unless they want to spend a lot of money, I mean, he has good quality fish. But charge you a ton of money for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I took some South American cichlid. I raised them up. They were young,
Good catch.
old, and they're about 4 to 5 inches long. They get up about a foot. Well, he had some that are about 1.5 inches in his aquariums, and they had a price tag of $29 a piece for them. Okay. I took my beautiful fish, and these are just absolutely stunning and very well done. And he offered me $10 a piece for them. And I was kind of stunned. I was expecting more like $30 to $40 a piece, because he turned around and sold them for $100 each, and they were gone within 2 to 3 days. Yeah. He put a $100 price tag on them, and he sold all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I got $30. He gets $270. I mean, how would that
I think if that had been me, Jeff, I would have been going back in the shop and saying, actually, I'll buy 2 back, letting them bag them up, and then say, actually, it doesn't matter. I'm walking out.
Yeah.
Just to let her prove a point that you took the payout me there, mate.
What I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to go in with my phone and I'm going to show him, because I don't hate the guy. He's just a bad man, in my opinion. I'm going to go in with some videos. Look at all these fish that I just sold. And I sold for this much, and you'd be like, well, I could have still made a profit off those, but he lost his cash cow here. I mean, there's not many.
Oh, definitely. If he had been fair with you, you would have had a lifelong partner.
You bet. He, he could have had a good business. Income stream coming in with me, because with all these fish, there's no other way around it. But I'm glad to be selling online now. All righty. So what time do we have here? It's almost been an hour and a half. So I think that's a pretty good time. And it's probably, about 9 o'clock? 9:30 in the UK?
10.
It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and end the meeting right here. And this is the very first one. We'll get into a lot of more fish content moving on. And the next one.
We'll get a cup of methylene blue on the way out.
Yeah, we'll get it.
What I was thinking was, out of the meeting, what have you learnt? been the highlight of your meeting? Of the meeting?
I think what the highlight is the sickness is the cure. The
What
sickness,
I've learned is how your stream works a little bit more.
oh, good. Yeah.
And I'm a little tempted to actually get it myself now. I think I was talking to Coro about it. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
I had went on to obviously the App Store and Apple, and there's one called StreamYard. And he says, "Oh, don't get it. It'll be a scam." So I'm pleased. I was pleased to ask before I got it.
Yeah, this is the StreamYard here. I was completely new to this.
StreamYard doesn't have an app.
It was opposite around. So it's StreamYard, so it was Yard Stream or something like that. I thought, oh, it doesn't look right. I was expecting to see a duck on the app, in the corner sort of thing. But so what is it? It's like a web page that you just download, or you just link into it. And
Well, for
Yeah, you just link into it.
yeah, you just link into it. They'll ask you.
set up an account.
They'll want your email address, set up an account, and then from there, you just go into. For me, I go into Safari for it,
Yeah.
and once you're in there, it'll just each time it'll ask you to, maybe to sign in, and then a lot of the times I'll do it, and it'll send me a code that I can get back into my.
Yeah.
So I'm still.
Which is okay, unless you've been using various different StreamYards. I mean, I think I had about 3 or 4 accounts at one point, and it was sort of like trying to get back into the which email did I use for the account I've just accidentally come out of.
I only have what makes it easy for me. I just use the one. But here.
And I've also learned that the next time I do a live stream, 2 quarts of Allspice.
Here's words to live by.
You're not stressing, are you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm hearing noises behind them. I'm keeping expecting someone to tap us on the shoulder and go bed.
Well, like I've said to you before, Mal. I mean, I did it totally by accident on the Aquatic Morning Show. I'd clicked the link, and next thing I'm on the show, and I'm thinking, sort of, and but I got used to it. The more you.
Yeah.
My biggest problem, and I said to Jeff before, is that I struggle sometimes getting out what I want to say. I may be asked a question with regards to my fish. What do you do? What happens when there's ill or something like that? And I'm going, and just trying to get that across. That's where I have the difficulties. But I'm very forgetful as well.
I think also the way you get so polarized when you're talking about fish that you're scared to give an answer. If someone asks you a question, you're scared to answer just in case it's a bit of a trap and they're setting a net to try and catch you out. Oh, well, you should be doing this way. Especially when you see all the drama for the fish and do I have a filter free? Do I do this? And you just think,
well, that's what's wonderful about here, because this is a safe place. This is a support group. We're all support. Whoever's in this room. Anybody
do it my way.
Well, no, we're doing it our way. Everybody does things.
I mean, don't get us wrong. I do like Father Fish, and I do watch his videos. They're a bit long-winded for me, liking his videos is in a whole, but I do get what he's saying. You know what I mean? It's just, why add the drama to it just to cause tension? It just, you're stirring people up, so why do it?
Yeah,
I think a lot of the drama they stir up is just to try and get more views and more watch.
More views, yeah.
But here, for me personally, I just try to make it so that everybody has their way of doing it, and I'm not going to pass judgment against anyone, even if I think in my heart somebody's doing something wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
It's not my place to tell somebody else how to keep their fish.
Unless they ask it, yeah.
They ask them, say, I have, Jeff, this is my situation. I got a fish here that, I cleaned my tank really well. I vacuumed it out. I cleaned all the glass. I scrubbed down all the decor, and my fish is really sick and dying. what's the problem? I would tell them, well, you overcleaned your tank. You wiped all the beneficial bacteria off the glass panes, off the decor, out of the sponges, out of the filter pads, whatever it is. And now there's no beneficial bacteria, and the fish is suffering from ammonia spikes.
Yeah.
And, that's just so. And then from that point on, I would just, if they ask for any advice, I'd say, well, here's what you do. You just, get the tank recycled. Don't scrub everything down. Just clean it. Just do your little bit of water change or whatever you want to do. I had my most success when I finally learned that. I've been going pretty strong with it now for a good 20 years in my fish, and I very rarely have a sick fish anymore. I do have the occasional loss. Of course, we all lose a fish now and then. But that if you overclean the tank, I think that's one of the biggest, like we said earlier, that's one of the biggest mistakes that new fish keepers will do, or even some that aren't so new. It just don't really know the information.
Yeah. There's one I can think of where I'd see him for his African cichlid tank doing like 90% water changes and proper scrubbing it, and then he's always adding this is CChem Chem, and it's add this, and you just think yourself.
I think I know who you're talking about too.
And, I mean, I like your show, and he's very entertaining watching him.
Oh yeah,
I think he had a bit beef as well, didn't he, with the father fish thing? But
yes.
He's just shouting and saying it's apples and pears, two total different things. What he's arguing about?
We weren't ignoring you, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
there's just so much going on.
I apologize if I ignore.
There's been a lot in chat that.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
When we're talking to each other, I mean, Jimmy knows this anyway, but he has gotten all on the end of it, and he's only winding you up. But
here I'm legally blind.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of you. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of comments gone up that we've sort of passed on, and you just can't read all of them. Not when if there was just Jeff in here and he was reading, it was his own stream and he's reading what's going up. It's different. But when you've got three of you and you're interacting together all the time, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's like when you're sat with somebody, you still make that eye contact. So I'm making eye contact with you guys, but obviously, we're not reading the chat, and you keep glancing at it, and yeah.
And like another analogy, you're driving a car. Okay, you got a passenger next to you. You're driving. You got to watch the road. You can't turn around and talk to the person in the back seat.
Yeah. You can if you have a mirror.
Yeah.
Well, you can if you have a mirror, but then again, you're just taking your eyes off the road for, it's a balancing act. But my eyes are bad, so I have an excuse. When you're
if you're a backseat driver, then you can talk to the person in the back.
Then you always do that when they're in the car next to you. Whoa, and they're pressing the brake. Mine's constantly doing that. And I've 20 odd years, I've never ever crashed.
But it's good.
Well, Donna's new car is fully electric.
Right.
And when you come off the accelerator, it self-brakes. Because the inertia...
You can feel the engine. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. The engine is slowing the car down.
Yeah.
Now, also,
the brake lights come on automatically.
And it charges the battery a little bit too, doesn't it?
So if you were to come off the accelerator and just slow down a little bit, you might have a guy that's behind you and he thinks you're brake testing him.
Yeah.
Especially if he was really, up close to you. So
yeah, but really you're just trying to maintain speed.
Yeah.
Yes, we all do.
Well,
absolutely. Red hit it right on the nail here. And I hope
What's been the best car you've ever had?
The best car?
Yeah.
I see the one I have right now is probably the best one I've ever had. Well, no, my first car was a very nice car. It was an older car. It was a 67 Olds Cutlass. And it was kind of like they call it a muscle car back in the day.
Yeah.
It had a fairly good sized V8 engine in it, and beautiful car. Story on
Starsky hood stripes.
no hood stripes on this one, but
Right.
it was a beautiful car. It had a nice vinyl top. It was like an aquamarine color. It was an original paint job. Beautiful car. It belonged to a doctor. It was in pristine condition. Now listen to this. I'm working as a busboy in a restaurant, carrying dishes back to the dishwasher, and I'm slaving away, making $3 an hour, saving and scrimping to buy my first car. My brother's friend, who had a job making a lot more money, he's spending more time boozing and all of his money on that. He wants to buy the car too, but he wants to party all the time and doesn't want to buy it. So I'm saving, scrimping and saving, and I get the money. I buy the car. Beautiful car. 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still living out in the country. This is before I moved out of the house. I'm 16, 17 years old. 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear this pow, 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 pow. I walk outside. My windshield is busted in. The driver's door window's busted in both quarter panels. Huge dents in both sides. And a car's running down the road. This is, 3 o'clock in the morning, pitch black. Well, apparently this guy, he's apologized to me since then, and he paid me back the money. Still, it was never quite right because the body shop never fixed it completely. But he said, "Well, I'm sorry. I wanted to buy the car, and I'm really apologizing. I was drunk. I did that." I was like, so it was a bad situation. But anyway,
my first car, I had it 3 months. It was a Ford Escort Mark 1 Sport with the flared arches, and had it 3 months, and it ended up looking like a boat. I had a spin out and hit a wall.
Boy racer.
From one side, it looked fine. I wasn't racing, no.
Don't say that. Boy racer.
Tommy,
Racer.
It was called the 330 Ultra High Compression motor from Oldsmobile. It was a small block V8, but it was powerful. It was the 330 Ultra High Compression. You can Google that. It was a nice engine. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Mel. I just wanted to catch his. With my memory, I probably would have forgotten about it. I don't want to forget. Sorry about that.
I was just trying to catch my iPad. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. The iPad's underneath, so I'm not doing that kind of look. it fell off twice.
And Twisted Koi says red Mark 1.
Astra.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard that one.
Yeah. Vauxhall Astras, those were. That was sort of like a boy racer car as well, wasn't it? The Astra.
Yeah. I actually learned how to drive late.
Yeah.
Learned to drive late. I think I was about 27 when I learned how to drive, so about 23 years ago. And I actually passed my test down in Leeds.
Right.
And that was a big thing because in Newcastle you don't get trams, and in Leeds it's all like tram lanes and things that way. It's that automatic bus where the bus goes into like a trough, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then the bus driver can just let go of the hands and it takes over because it's got like stabilizers.
I don't know if they've still got that.
Or is that after?
Sorry, Jeff?
Was that before you had your Aston Martin, or was that after?
I wish I had an Aston Martin. My first car was a Nissan X-Trail, the very first version of Nissan X-Trails, and it was a tank. And it begrudged us when I finally had to get rid of it because no matter what the weather, it was just in. The exhaust fell off it and didn't make any difference. It didn't even make a difference in the sound. It just still went perfect.
Yeah. Twisted Koi is saying he had a Mark 1 Escort but rolled it. Yeah, I was fortunate I didn't roll, but I was still lucky because
my friend did with his as well.
I had when it came to arrest the car, it stopped about 3 inches from a gas pipe. You know the gas pipes that go up the outside of walls and then into a wall. Yeah, and so I came within inches of this gas pipe. So pretty lucky. I mean,
my
not
friend
big gas
rolled
pipes,
his. We used to have a we still got a road up here called the Beehive Road, and it's notorious for boy racers. It's like a little country lane where it zigzags backwards and forwards, but like really sharp 90 degrees on it. And every day I used to go down that road, there was always a Mark II Escort upside down in the farmer's field where they hadn't took the bend properly. You're guaranteed.
Yeah. No, I never had a Capri. It's saying that. What was it? I had the Escort Mark 1, then I got a Volvo on the cheap, Volvo 343.
Yeah.
And it was automatic. It had the variable belts on. So I had that, for a little while.
That's what the police used to use, wasn't it? One of them Volvos, the 343, was it? The police used to use the
340s.
I think so,
sure.
aye.
Yeah. And then I didn't have anything for a little while. And then I bought the Fiat Uno, brand new. And then
do you just have Donna's car now, or do you have a car for yourself as well?
No, I got a little Fiesta.
You got a little Fiesta.
Yeah. 1.4. Was it Mark 7, I think? Something like that.
I'm Dodge Journey right now. It's a V6.
Oh, nice. It's a different world, America, when it comes to cars, mate.
It is, yeah. The big engines.
It's.
I wish it was all-wheel drive, though. That's one thing I regret not getting. I got the front-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive.
We went to Florida a few years ago for a holiday, and we had to hire a car. So Joanne, my wife says, "What would you like? Would you like a big Hummer, or would you want just a sports car?" I went, "Get whatever you want." So come out of, I think it was there's two Sanford Airport in Florida. We landed in Sanford Airport and had to drive to Davenport to get to the thingy. And this man come out and he just says, "There's your car keys." I had this car key. It's right, yes. It was a brand new Chrysler convertible.
Yeah.
Red. It was lush. But I had to try and get 3 suitcases, me, the wife, and my child in the back. So it was a case of putting the roof down, hiding something in the back seat, putting the roof back up, putting 2 in the boot. And I felt like Magnum PI driving this around Florida. It was lush. But that was the first time I ever drove in the States. And like I say, well, you know what Florida's like. We're hitting it was a hurricane season.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was rush hour traffic. Driving on the wrong side of the road, obviously, to what I'm used to. Rush hour traffic. It was in a bit of a monsoon coming down. And in Florida, they've got this big wheel thing where I must have passed that about 4 or 5 times trying to find Davenport. And I was nowhere near it, to be quite honest.
You know,
I enjoyed the drive. What's
funny about that is you were literally driving on the right side of the road.
Yeah, I was. But, yeah.
So Daniel's just popped into chat.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Dan. You all right?
But
Daniel.
The Twisted Koi was saying, no, not a Uno. I went, yeah. But it would go anywhere. I mean, I mentioned this earlier. I mean, it would go anywhere. And, I mean, I love, at the time.
You're reluctant to get rid of them, aren't you? When they're that good, you're reluctant to get rid of them. Yeah.
I went through a bit of a bad patch financially. I had to...
Evening, Daniel.
I put it into storage for a little while, but then it's sort of to get it back on the road, the insurance and everything, and in the end, I just give it away. And sort of like the fact I give it away, I was thinking, but it was it would have been just on the side of the road, no insurance, no tax, and the tyres were going down. But it was still sound was the car,
Yeah.
And so I give that away, and then Donna had a Rover, so we were driving around in a Rover for a little while. Then we had the Mondeo. We had moved then onto a Mondeo.
Uh-huh.
And then when we had the Mondeo, we also had a little Escort Mark 1 van.
Right. That was my
No,
first.
it wasn't
That was
an Escort. No, it wasn't an Escort Mark 1. It was a Escort van.
Uh-huh.
Oh, was it Escort Mark 4? Something like that. Anyway, we had the Escort van, and but
That was my first work van. Was an Escort van.
yeah,
0 to 60 in 3 days.
yeah. Was that loaded or unloaded?
That was
Yeah.
panicking like hell, like that.
So I want
Putting
to.
out on.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was just going to ask the chat. I wanted to see some participation in the chat. I was going to have everybody, if you could please, type in the comment what your favorite fish is that you have at the moment. It doesn't have to be, a forever, or this is going to be my favorite forever, but what your favorite fish is right now in your fish room or in your aquarium, depending on your situation. I just wanted to see, what everybody puts. Yeah. Which tank is that one in, Andrew? There we go. White clouds. Beautiful fish. I had a feeling that was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I know
And
there's
I'm still waiting for the buggers to breed.
Oh, this is that must be a koi. I would take it.
Yes.
Type of koi. Bronze koi for male. All right.
Plain and simple for me.
And for me, I would have to say it would be my new bettas that I got. I really like them. We got
Yeah, it's the Black Moors for me.
Andacori, Black Morris for Andrew. Oh, red longfin Oscar. Shit. Oh, nice. Geophagus, wonderful. Love the geos. Let's see how many other people.
I've just read there, Andrew Haddock. Haddock and chips.
Yeah. Actually, I prefer cod. For the fish and chips.
It's funny you should say that, Jeff, but it depends on where you are in England is what kind of fish you get with your fish and chips, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
love
We're all cod where I live. It's like
Yeah.
you'd have to ask for haddock, and probably Andrew's probably different on his side.
We'd have to ask for cod, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we can get hold of, what is it, Haddock, Place, cod.
Yes.
Twisted
We
koi.
went to Cornwall, and you just, what fish do you want?
Yeah.
And
Did you try battered chips when you went to Cornwall?
battered chips, I've never had them.
Yeah. Are you not? Oh,
No,
there's
I
some
haven't, I've never seen them.
Oh, well, what they do is obviously they make the chips
Yeah,
and then dip them in butter and then fry them again.
Right, so
Oh, you don't get cod up there. Oh, he says
so here we have something called fish cakes,
Yeah.
right?
Where you get
And
that?
that's, which is basically the leftover crumbs of the fish in
Yeah.
between two slices of potato and then
Oh,
coated
that's
in
different
batter
to what we
and
get.
fried.
That's different
Yeah.
to what we have.
You're on about
We ha-
sort of like the bird's
we
eye
have-
type ones.
We have them
Yeah.
kind of ones
Yeah.
where it's like mashed potato mixed in with the fish.
So what you have is you've got the fishy bits in the middle, two slices of potato, which are then battered and fried. And they're to die for. They're nice.
I just want
And,
to twisted koi here. The black and white ones, I really love the way those look. The black koi.
Yeah.
Chili butter chips, that sounds nice.
Welcome back, Ginger. Zen Ginger. Dinner is in. I'm back. Hello. Welcome back. I'm sorry I missed you in chat earlier. My eyes are so bad, and I'm on my phone. It's a very tiny screen, and I have to get really super close. And I'm just kind of trying to check.
Did you ever try the spam fritters from the fish shop, Andrew?
I don't like spam.
Do you not?
No.
Oh,
Fish cakes. I've never had those either. I can't have like they do the crab cakes. I can't have those. I've never tried the fish cake.
Yeah, fish cakes, 2 slices of potato, and just fish crumb basically in the middle, and then battered and deep fried. Now we have those in bread cakes, or baps, or whatever they are.
Oh,
By you.
the Zen Ginger. Your name is Mandy, is that right? I just want to make sure, but so I can. Oh,
You need a list.
I need to get
I
a
keep
list.
meaning to do. I need to do a list of everybody.
I'm learning them slowly but surely, but
I've made a few mistakes.
I like spam. I can do if you fry.
Jack, when I was in Jack's live stream a couple of days ago, JT, when I was in his live stream, someone mentioned the name Johannes, and with his accent, I honestly just thought it was him. So I sort of go, and he didn't say anything right to the end. He says, "That's fine, but my name's Jack." And I went,
His name's
"Oh
Jack."
God." I think I must have called him out Johannes about 5 times over through the chat. Oh,
I think they were talking about African cichlids, Johanny cichlid.
I think so, but just with the name Johannes, and I thought, well, it sounds like it could be a Dutch kingdom name. It must be it.
Yes, Daniel, you're here where you belong with the rest of us addicts.
Oops, sorry, I took that down.
Yes, we're all done with the sickness, and we're not
This
getting
is this is where Daniel needs to come, because he's supposed to be having a night in with Mrs. DKF, and what does he do? He just sort of the
What film
slightest
did you watch,
opportunity,
Dan?
the slightest opportunity, and he's back on here watching us.
It's kind of tongue in cheek with this, but with the theme of this stream, and you see like people who are like in the AA and all that. Daniel, you need to get your arse to the meeting.
Where's your sponsor, Daniel?
You get to the meeting. We're all.
But the other thing is as well. What I'm going to say about this meeting is what proves that we are fish addicts. We said goodbye half an hour ago.
That's right, we did, and we just continued. I've tried my hardest as well to keep on changing the subject to get you off fish.
That's right. Yes, again. Yes, I pulled you all back in. Andy, okay, thank you so much. I will remember that, and if I don't, slap me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here
Daniel
we go.
says, I am an addict.
Hello, my name is Jeff, and I am a aquatic addict. But I'm not recovering. The cure is the sickness. It definitely is.
Well, I went and picked up the shopping the other day, and I decided to get some of the mini pork pies. You know what I'm like with pork pies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked up the six mini pork pies.
Ooh.
2 packs of these, so 12 in total. I've eaten 1 pack already, and I thought, right, I'll break into the other one today.
Oh.
And
What about Saturday?
Doesn't quite taste right, this one.
What about Saturday?
What you mean? Coming Saturday?
Yeah, this coming Saturday.
You've been doing a run to the
Yeah,
shop.
we'll sort that.
Oh, okay. You have to get
So
them
you
all.
wanna
I broke
Do you remember what I
into
said to you, Jeff, about them buying the flat above the shop and put a fireman's pole in?
Because if you eat
I just have a little lift to going upwards.
Dumb waiter, bring them up.
Yeah.
That's
So-
right.
I eat this pork pie at lunchtime, and I'm going, don't quite taste right, this. I thought, maybe it's just me, so I finished it off and everything. Anyway,
I've got a great.
Donna gets home this afternoon, and we're going through the fridge, what we're going to have for tea, that sort of thing, or as dinner, not lunch, dinner. And I said, Donna mentioned something about the pork pies. I says, well, they're not just my pork pies. I got them for both of us. So straight in she was, pork pie out, and she takes a bite and she goes. So she takes a look at the wrapping. Now, what it was, the pork pie tasted sweet,
Ooh.
and which was it's unusual for pork pie.
Yeah.
But it had caramelized onions in it.
Oh.
Right?
Hmm.
I hadn't realised, when they've stacked the shelves up in Asda, they've mixed them,
Yeah, they've mixed them.
and I hadn't realised. So, but now I know it's caramelised onion. I'll be, straight off. But yeah, I mean, I just generally like the plain pork pies. The bog standard ones, the ones that have got cranberry. I mean, there's a place over in Knaresborough, and they do them with mushy peas on top.
All right.
So where you have the top of it, they've got mushy peas on top of it. But I'm not joking.
That's my mother used to serve them to me.
Yeah, but the mushy peas look radioactive. They're so green.
Yeah,
It's luminous
so
green. Yeah.
It's like Gordon Ramsay's blanched them, isn't it?
Look here, it says here,
Yeah.
you are Zen Mandy live stream legend in your own right. I'm going to mention here that we have, if you ever want to come on the show, just let me or Andrew know, and we will get you in here.
Quite easy move along.
No, there's room for more.
I'm just on about on the screen.
Right now, but we're talking about food. So I want to run this by you guys. I was thinking about at the end of the Addict show, the Aquatic Addicts Anonymous, that at the end we'll say, and remember to feed yourself, feed your family, and feed your addiction. I think that would be a good way to or something like that. We'll think of something. It's all in the process. We're still going through. I mean, I'm going to come up with a 12-step program and everything. It's just going to take some thinking and figure out. It's all.
Well, you've just reminded me. I've got these because I'm diabetic. I've got to have these pills.
Metformin.
But you said you got to have them with food.
I can tell.
Yeah, oh god, they're like bullets.
I don't take mine with food. I just take it when I 2:30 in the afternoon every day. I take one a day. I take two, but if I take two, my blood sugar drops to lower than right around 60, and it's really quite dangerously low. Because my blood sugar is actually getting a lot better because I've been losing some weight. I've been a little more active.
Yeah.
Mine's been doing pretty good. So I cut down on my medication. They're actually taking me off medication now because it's actually kind of not reversing, but it's getting a lot better. And
I don't know, just changing the subject slightly here, but have you come across these, the Contigo water carriers?
Oh, I've never.
They sell them on Amazon. They're absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
Ooh.
you've got there's a straw inside this, and then if I can get back to it, there's a little button at the back, and you press that, and it flips up.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and
You'll shoot your eye out.
of course, all right, there's a bit of water coming out, but doesn't normally. Good job it wasn't over my keyboard. But they also do flasks, for keeping hot drinks in,
Yeah.
and they are really, really good.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, sorry, just change the subject then. My blood sugar's been getting better since hanging out with you guys.
Good.
Oh, sorry to tell you, Jeff, but the other day,
Right.
was it yesterday? No, the day before. Donna came home and I got a huge slice of cake, and I'm not joking. It had black
I
cherries
seen
on
that.
top. Oh, it was beautiful.
You showed me. He was punishing me, is what he was doing. You were doing that on purpose. You were punishing me. You were saying, "Hey, look what I got,"
Yeah.
and I'm sitting over here in America going, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And he's like, who was it on South Park? I couldn't possibly finish all this chocolate. Goodness.
That's Daniel. What that time when he got that cake for me?
Yeah.
Was it? I can't remember what it was. Some, and it just sat and He ate the whole lot.
It's easy to do, I tell you. It's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Can you keep this?
But
Can you
you know
keep the
what,
stream
guys?
going because I need to eat this cake?
Yeah.
I don't.
Cut the commercials.
Yeah.
It's I'm looking at the time here now, and it is 5:30 my time, so that makes it 10:30 your time. 10:37.
20 to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11. I don't want to encroach on you guys' time. I think right now would probably be a good time to wrap it up. What do you think?
Why
Just
not?
for this week,
Leave
and
it.
next week.
Pardon
we
the
did-
pun, but let's leave on a high.
A crisp high five. A crisp high five, guys.
Yeah.
And remember, everybody.
Daniel is saying cakes are for eating, not admiring. That is so true.
Speaking of eating, we got to say this now. For this week, anyway, don't forget
I'm
to feed
cured.
yourself. Don't forget to feed your family, and don't forget to feed your addiction. And we will.
And subscribe to everybody.
Yes.
Except Jeff. Yeah.
Except, but these.
Both me and Mal have got to catch up for Jeff. Jeff was what? Were you? You about? I got in front of you, didn't I? And I got in front by
to be quite honest,
by about 4 subscribers. I got in front of Jeff, yeah. And about a week later, suddenly Jeff's subscribers just went up and up and up and up.
Well, you know what happened?
And,
When you told me about doing the shorts. I put out a whole bunch of shorts, and from there on, I really started popping them in.
Well, I've been putting shorts up and I've been going down.
That's odd. What is
And
it?
I'm still 437.
You like that tagline? I think so. Feed yourself, feed your family, and feed the addiction. I think we'll use that from now on this.
Yeah.
Unless we think of something better. But I think right now that's pretty good. Daniel, did you see at the very top of the chat that I have pinned? I have an oath for us that we'll do at the beginning. I don't see you guys.
They won't be there now.
Not there now?
No, it will have gone now.
Oh, it's gone now. But it was like a serenity prayer. Fish Force, grant us the serenity to accept we cannot keep every fish that we see, the courage to keep the fish that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. For now. I mean, that is have something.
Yeah. But what was... Oh, right. So, a little plug for my channel. Here Fishy on Saturday. Are you... Well, we're not doing it this Saturday anyway, but we've got the new... We have the new bit for Here Fishy. It's not going to start this week. It's going to start the week after. And it's the 60-second challenge.
All right.
And I'm looking for people.
You're going to a minute on that, Andrew, okay?
I'm going to do what?
So
You need to give me a minute.
Fish is not on this Saturday, but it's on the week
No.
after.
It is on this Saturday.
Yes.
All right.
But the new section within Here Fishy won't be starting this Saturday.
I'll get any hot tips,
So-
whatever it is.
No.
No.
The 60-second challenge. No.
You're still keeping us in suspenders, eh?
I bet. Yeah.
DM me the oath, Jeff, so I can practice. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. And then, when it comes to the 60-second challenge, you're going to give me a minute on that,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was a joke.
I can.
It was a joke.
Daniel is saying he can eat a cake in 60 seconds.
Yes.
It's not days like that.
Nicholas,
Jeff does know all about it, don't you, Jeff?
Daniel, he's got 6 pork pies that he doesn't like the taste of. I think that's going to be the challenge. He's going to try and palm them off on someone else.
will there be a 1-year chip? You know what? Maybe there will be. Let's figure this out. If I ever make it to the status where I can have members or something, we'll do that. We'll have. I might do. I think for the first, if I get to the point where I'm able to do a giveaway, I'm going to give away memberships for the first month.
This is just really an intervention today, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just
dragging me along for me starting my addiction to try and wean his off.
you know, I'm still these albino crebrensis, and I'm just getting the shakes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a fix. I need a fix. Definitely need a
getting caught pinching fish fingers to see us through the week.
That's right. I'll be going to the fish shops with my own bags.
Yeah. Going to see Will to lick their aquarium glass.
Yeah. I'll be rubbing my feet.
So Jeff,
yes.
Stop licking the fish tank.
I'll be rubbing like a cat. Oh, this glass is so cool against my. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll mention more about the 60-second challenge on Saturday
Yes.
on the Here Fishy Fishy show.
I think you should at least give a little teaser to what it is.
Teaser?
Yeah, a little teaser to what it could be.
Ooh. Can't really do that, can we, Jeff?
Can I try something? Let me see here for a second.
What do you mean try something?
I'm going to try something here. I'm going to look at this and see how this works.
Have you two practiced this? Have you?
No.
There we
No,
go.
so
If we were to do this, and what we'll do is being that you're an admin, so you can add videos on here, and so if we do this, we'll be off to the side, and we can do like this with you, and put you here in the solo layout where you can show it, and then
Show what? The teaser that I put up.
show your the 60-second teaser.
Oh, you put me on the spot, have you?
Well, I mean, you don't have to do it right now. We can do it, we can do it on a weekly basis, but let's see here. No, that's not the right one. This is the one we want. Okay. Yeah,
That's the one.
I'm learning.
What were you trying? Sorry, but were you wanting me to show the video?
If you'd like to, can you?
I think Jeff's on about the video, and I'm on about a little bit extra.
I'm going to
Yeah,
do this.
I know. You want to know more about
I want to know more.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do this one here.
Now
There
where
we
you
go.
going?
I'm giving it back to you now, and then we're going to put you on.
Why?
So, or were you going to show the video?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. I'm sorry.
No.
I put you on the spot there, didn't I?
No.
Oh, you got it back. Okay, you did it. All right. I was just a little bit slower.
We will be showing a little bit more on Saturday.
Yes.
On Saturday.
But we do need some. We need somebody to test it. So we need some volunteers.
You need some beta testers, do you?
And here's
Send it out to the public.
Here's another.
Which will be done off.
Off air.
They'll be recorded, but
then you have to sign the Secrecy Act, not to spill the beans before the week before.
yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, if we put too much out now, we're talking between now and when we're going to launch it. If it gets out, that's what we're doing. Somebody else may jump in and do it first.
Right.
Well, then shame on them for doing that.
Pinching.
That's
Yeah.
right away to get this established as our
Okay, so
AAA live meeting.
So we've got Graham wanting to do
Question?
not the questions, the quiz.
Well,
Yeah.
I meant quiz, yeah.
Because you mentioned this to me, didn't you, Mal? about
Daniel
Graham?
would be a good volunteer right there.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be a good beta tester.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
But you're right about that, Andrew. They see how popular it's becoming, and people enjoy it, and they'll try and steal it.
Yep.
I mean, and if they do, the shame on them because you're the original of it. And same with this one right here. I mean, how many people have you ever? I've talked to people in the past, and it's always been my idea for a long time about having this type of a stream, about of this type of theme.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I finally had enough the courage to do it. You know, it was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the wisdom to know the difference too in that. So yeah. No. Yeah.
What we were looking at possibly doing was Jeff using my StreamYard. With him being an admin on mine, he can use my StreamYard to do a few more bells and whistles, if you know what I mean, rather than just the basic StreamYard. And if we had enough people, what we were going to do was have everybody in a circle. So you'd have all these little videos of everybody in a physical circle, as if they were around the chairs. But
like on this one, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, and we'll sit there like, "Oh, my name's Malcolm, and I've been a dick."
Yeah.
yeah.
I was in the fish store yesterday, and I see this. She wanted to spend, didn't have the money. That's a great idea. You try that, Andrew. Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to try and see what I can do.
I'm basically right now. You know me.
So how many can you actually have on this? Is it different for every like account setting you get for your stream? Is it?
Yeah. I mean, on this one, I think it's 6, but on mine, I think the limit's 10.
Yeah, I'm just learning how to do different things like this. See, but you know, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm just learning how to change the different things. I'm getting more familiar with it. But yeah.
The thing is, the thing is that when you go live, I mean, we can go into this next week if need be about people's expectations of how they feel that other people are expecting them to be. Like yourself, Matt, Mel, with regards your video content. Jeff has a problem with his audio side of it, and we can go through that side of it about how people, the issues that people feel that they've got with being on YouTube, and like we were saying, what you were saying earlier, Mal, about when someone asks you about something that a fish that you've got, and you're not wanting to answer in case you feel that they're possibly trapping you.
I think it first hit is because I was watching a video about it was one of Stubbs's about his bobs, and I just asked a question, and then he was a bit reluctant to answer. I thought, you have probably put him on the spot chat in front of a group, and he doesn't want to give the answer. And then he reached out to us, and he gives the answer via a different media. If you know what I mean? Yeah. But I can see why. I think it was he just didn't want to say how. I think I had asked how many bobs can I get in a 300-litre tank with. I was thinking about getting the bobs.
Yeah. But I think it's next
one of
next
things,
week,
isn't it?
Sorry. Yeah, I think next week. I mean, if Jeff wants to go down this route, it's Jeff's stream at the end of the day. If he wants to see what people's, what their fears are, with regards to fish keeping or being on YouTube, so I mean, like we said with Mal, it's sort of like the content that he's putting out, he thinks it's crap, but other people, I'm not saying your content is crap, but
I feel like I'm still in the spaghetti stage where I'm just throwing as much against the wall and see what's getting likes and what's not getting likes.
I think
you know what I mean.
I think most everything that you throw against the wall is sticking and it's doing well.
Yeah.
The one
you've got your style.
The nitrogen cycle.
And everybody has their style.
Back, the little guy would have the hand on his head, and he was.
Yeah.
I love that.
I had actually made it a little bit better animation for that, but it just was trying to get the lips to move in time with it.
I think that was perfect the way that was, because wasn't perfect and was doing that. I found that itself made it better.
Because it was when I first started it, but which is too hard to do on iPhone, because it's taking slides and repeating slides and all that sort of stuff. but it was more like South Park with the mouths go like that, like Terrence and Phillip of South Park, went, "Ha, ha, ha, ha," and it's like half the head moves. It was like that, but trying to get the words to match up was just a nightmare. So I give up on that part of it.
I was going to mention, Daniel mentioned here, I was also going to mention also that Chris has a virtual tour on Friday, August 4th, and it's going to be a very fantastic. I want to drop I don't know, I can't drop the link to that. I'm not sure if somebody else could do that from his channel. I'm not sure if he's in it or not, but I know it's August 4th, so I'm not sure if he has it scheduled or how he's doing that, but I know it's August 4th, so I'll be there to watch that.
Is it the tour of his ponds as well? Is it? Oh,
yeah, it says virtual pond of all of that. Yeah, of his ponds, virtual tour. And
it's very deceiving because when you actually look at his ponds, it looks like he's in the middle of nowhere in a massive wilderness where he's just got this little oasis. But then he took a shot where he was upstairs looking down. You could see he's like his neighbour's friends, and how much have you actually got in that like area? It's deceiving. Look, you think it's a lot bigger than it actually is, his garden, but when you look down on it, you think you've made the most out of that space, mind.
Oh yeah.
Oh, has he not? It's fantastic.
Yes, he sure has. Make me my job. Oh, yes. Let me. I can do that over here. Let me see here. I can do this from right up here. Here we go.
I used to look like James Bond when I was younger. Look more like Blofeld now, though.
Andrew, why does it not give me the option to make? I'm on YouTube here. Why doesn't it give me the option to make him a mod? Do you know why?
Did my audio come across then?
Yes, it did. I heard James Bond.
Oh shit!
And can you make? I'm trying to figure out how to make. Let me see if I can do it on this one here. Hold on 1 second.
You've got to do it in what do you call it?
In YouTube. I'm in YouTube over in this one. And it's,
just you should have the 3 dots at the side of his name and make mod.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do that. 3 dots.
Why did that come across on?
This is weird. This
that's why.
Very odd here. Now, oh, there it is. I got it. I had to scroll down. I'm sorry. There we go. Got ya. There you go. Sorry about that. I didn't know how to do that, Daniel, but now I do. I thought it's different on the PC than it is on my phone because it shows it better. But
it says I asked you to make me a mod, not 007.
Oh, okay.
What I was looking for was, obviously Mal was on about the animation side, and what I was trying to do was pull up that clip where I did you as on the start of James Bond, and you.
Oh,
and
I heard you talking about that this morning.
We had Jeff as the James Bond.
Yes.
And, originally, it was done for Jimmy P.
Right.
But Jimmy couldn't, for whatever reason, he couldn't take part. So I had to quickly redo it. And I dumped Jeff in it. And we have Jeff shooting the gun and whatever. But the clip that I just found wasn't the one that I wanted. It was, when you've stored clips, and it was the original clip. So I was quite disappointed with that one. I don't know what I've done with it.
Hey, Mel, I just put you as a moderator also, so you got a wrench and you can do stuff too. So.
All right, I'll go to Twisted now then.
You got. Yep.
Go to channel. Yeah, I can do that now, and I'll subscribe to Twisted so I can look at his garden. I'm already subscribed. Yes,
and you can go ahead and drop links to anybody you want to. and that makes it easier for everybody to support each other. So
Definitely, yeah.
yeah. You know, I went on to George's. I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about this, but it was so funny. You're going to get a kick out of this. I went on George's. You know, I'm not going to mention what George, but you know who it is, Andrew. And
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
on the street, and he mentioned on there. He said, "Be sure to don't forget to give me a like." And I said, "No wrench, no like." You didn't know what.
No wrenchy, no likey.
Oh, really? No likey. I was joking, of course. I had already hit the like, but he was like, "What are you talking about?" And everybody else in the chat was just dying laughing. Cora was crying, I think, and then a bunch of others were just laughing. I said, "Nope, no wrench, no like." Give me a chance to drop links for people in here, and I'll do it.
Thank you for that, Jeff.
I found
That
it,
makes
guys.
it makes it so much easier when you see names and you want to subscribe to them.
Yes,
Yeah, if you haven't got the wrench, it's a nightmare. You've got to come out, find them, go into it.
because I'm on there and I'm on George's. I'd say, "Hey, can somebody please drop some links so I can find out who these people? I want to check out their channel, you know." And he was just oblivious to it. He just like, you know, he wants to just tell jokes all the time. I don't know. It's okay. I mean, he has his own channel and everything. He does things the way he wants to, and that's fine. But I'm a kind of person that likes to. I'm a generous person. I like to share people's links, and people can subscribe easier and make people moderators, and they can, you know. I'm an enabler in this addiction that we're dealing with.
You're the pusher.
I'm the
You're the pusher. You need one of them big leather coats and stand on there saying, "Do you want some Siamese algae fish?"
I got some really nice.
I got some really nice bristle nose. Fresh. Look, check them out.
Yeah, I got a little baby here. A little taste.
Yeah.
I've uploaded the Bond intro.
What's that?
I've uploaded it. I found it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll play it now.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
It took some doing, did that one?
That's how I like my Coca-Cola. Shake
Yeah,
it.
there's actually, it's not the final version, because the version that the final version, you actually had the sort of like the smoke coming out of the front of the gun.
Very good. I can mess around with stuff like that all afternoon. I'll go to bed.
I like to do it.
The next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I think, Jesus. And all I've done is like 3 seconds of animation.
Oh, we got, you know what? We got a live coming on right now with John. He's unboxing the shrimp. So let's go ahead and end this here. Okay,
and we'll
let's go check it out. Let's go see what he gets. And
yeah, right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
I will watch that on replay. I'm going now. I'm off up to bed.
And for Daniel,
This is later than we talked about. Thank you so much. Next week we'll make sure we get done.
I'm cured. Honest, I'm cured.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. See you later.
Don't forget to feed yourself, feed your family, and feed your addiction. So, until next time, we'll see you on Saturday.
Pot pie time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
see you later.